Okay, it's Sunday. It's that time again. First thing on the list, this is the I series auction, is the bag of brokes and bifaces. And as luck would have it, the sun just now started to peek out. Just this second. Alright, so here we go. This is a broken biface made from the Owl Creek dark gray. This is some sort of amoeba chert. Maybe, no, not sure exactly. So some type of Texas chert, very similar to the Owl Creek stuff. This one here, this is a very hard material. It reminds me of a Dover chert, but it's some sort of Texas chert. This is Horse Creek. I believe it is heated, but it is kind of damaged, so this was not a very high quality piece, unfortunately. I think this is the other half, yeah. Alright. Snapped it trying to thin it out a long time ago. This is West Texas heat treat. I'm not sure what this is. It's just a white chert. I napped a long time ago. Broken piece made from some stubborn Texas chert. Let's see, this is heat treat, Texas heat treat. Probably an amoeba chert. This is some alabates. Let's see if I have another piece. No, that's it. Worked on these a while ago and never got back to them. Was going to make something out of them, but never did. It's not that good as far as quality goes. It's got some pockets of quartzite and stuff, but might be able to get something out of it. I think this is Buffalo River. Bunch of pieces of Buffalo River. Let's see. Yeah. I think this is, yep. The other part to this one. That would have been a nice blade. Oh well. This is heat treated. This is some sort of Texas chert. Texas chert. Texas. I think there was a, yeah. I think this was, I snapped it on video. This is I just snapped this on video. Broke it on video. Yeah, it had an existing crack in it, but just in case you want to know what this stuff was like, there you go. And a couple of brokes. This one is not broken, but it's a Cody knife attempt, but this side's supposed to be angled outward like that, so it's wrong. It's not supposed to be straight, although maybe some of them were straight. I think most of them had this side pointed out that way. Okay. And this is just a broken bell attempt. Besides, the stem is too narrow. It's one of the newbie mistakes that I did. Alright. So there's that. Now, the description of the auction, or the rules of the auction, are in the description box. I urge all of you to not bid at the last moment. Not only are these auction videos taking forever to upload, they can take up to 4 hours sometimes. My connection slows down while I'm checking to see who wins, or who won. The auction ends Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. It starts as soon as this video uploads, hopefully before or sometime around noon on Sunday today. Okay. yeah, just try not to bid at the last moment. You can bid during the last hour. It doesn't slow things down, but if everyone starts to check their bids and at the same time as trying to bid at the last minute, it clogs up the system, and I can't announce the winners very quickly, and I try to do it as fast as possible, and I might not see a comment, or something might need some attention, and I can't give it because I'm trying to wait for the video to refresh or whatever. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you're new, just look at the other auction videos to see what's going on. All right, this is I02. Some triangles. This is Georgetown. I put the weight on here, 164 grains. This is some sort of obsidian, a little bit of ash inclusion there. This is a heat treat. Texas heat treat. Looks like Georgetown. This is raw. Georgetown gets really waxy when you heat treat it sometimes. You can kind of see the difference. The same kind of stuff. And this is a Texas chert. I don't know if it's heat treated or not. Anyway, I'm offering these four little triangles together. Okay, I napped some points out this week. These I can do really fast. So I'm offering these together. I03. This is raw translucent chert from Texas. I had a little bit of issue with a big old stack right here, so I took a couple thinning flakes from the base, and it thinned it out a little bit too much in the middle. But it's kind of a good translucent piece. These two are Buffalo River chert, I believe. Yeah. Just a couple of quick. I was going to haft these and sell them hafted. But the curious thing is, hafting and adding a handle doesn't increase the value, I noticed, of the blade itself. So I probably should just stop doing it. Yeah. All right. I will offer knives and stuff later. I didn't do any this week except for these little wrap knives. All right. I04 is a wrap knife, a raw chert. I believe it is Edwards Plateau chert. Oops. Okay, that's offered by itself. I04. I've got some I'm going to offer together. These little wrap knives together. These are the ones that I've been using, although I didn't use these very much. I kind of tested them out. They work pretty good in this size, tiny. But this is the one I've been normally using for the past few months. And I just kind of open up little packages and stuff with it. The latest thing I was doing was open up Slim Jim packages because it's so much easier just to slice down the side than to try to peel the Slim Jim open from the top. So that's what I've been doing with that. I'll resharpen the tip here because I can tell it's been worn down a little. Okay, so those are offered together as one item number, I05. Okay. Let's see, this next one, I made these a long time ago for an experiment with Atlatl darts. This is I06. And I never got around to constructing the Atlatl darts. But I can do this again. I can do this experiment again with more points. This is really gnarly Texas chert. I had a bunch of it, so I made a bunch of these points from it. But I wasn't going to use them for anything except for the experiment. I was going to break these on purpose. But instead of doing all that, I'm just going to offer them for sale. They have the grain weights marked on them. 185. 186.9, and these are all in a video somewhere in my video collection on my channel. Anyway, these are all offered together as one item if anybody wants them. Okay, my two latest videos, I made 2 points. Yesterday, I07. This is a pelican point. You can see it in the video. That's the latest video, I think. And Lake Mojave. It's got a cool little pattern. A natural little tree looking thing, which I thought was pretty cool. You can't see it as well on this side. But you can see it pretty well on this side. Anyway, I'm offering these together if anybody wants them. Okay. I've got some blades here. I'm offering all these separately. All right, here we go. This one is I08, Texas chert. Let me think here. Is this heat treated? I think it is not. Yeah, that concrete there was giving me trouble. I don't think this is a heat treat. I think this is a raw, high quality stuff. Okay. So that's I08. Yeah, like I said, when I half these, it doesn't increase the value usually unless it's a very fancy piece. And I didn't have time to do fancy pieces this week, so I'm just going to offer the blades. This is an Owl Creek chert blade. Let's see. I was going to weigh some of these just out of curiosity, because I'm going to be making some hunting points. Let's see. It's 384. You guys can use this kind of stuff for Atlatl darts, but most of these will be used for knives, right? All right, so that's I09. You guys can mount your own knives. I don't need to do it. This one here, 586. Oh yeah, I need a tape measure. Let's see. This one is I10. All right. Yeah, I got tape measures everywhere, so I'll never be without one now. Just takes me a while to get to it sometimes. All right, this one's a little over 4 inches. The one previous, or I should do the two previous ones. Let's see. I09, 3 5/8. I08, almost 3 3/4. All right. Let's see. This is an Owl Creek type stuff too, but it's got a lot of inclusions. There's a lot of variation in this stuff. See, this one's a very high quality piece. Same material, right? From the same area. Sometimes within the same nodule. This, and they're both raw. This is a higher quality of the same chert than this one. Still easy to nap, easy to thin down, relatively speaking, but different consistencies and different look. All right. One more here, I11. This one is a Georgetown piece I made a long time ago. I weighed it 294 grains. I was going to use it as a pattern for Atlatl dart points, but it's just been sitting in my collection forever. So I'm just going to offer it for sale. Someone might need it for something. I made a Clovis this week. I'm going to try to include a Clovis in most of these auctions. This is I12. Translucent, semi-translucent Texas raw chert. It's not a root beer, but it's close, right? It is kind of a root beerish type chert, but it's not the dark type. It's a lighter color, but it has some good translucency. The thinning flakes went well. No step fracturing. Nice and hefty, strong little Clovis point. Okay. What's next? I got some tools here. I want to offer some tools. Okay, let's see. I cleaned out my Abo toolkit. All right, I13. These are two unusual pressure flakers. This one is bison horn with chamois leather wrap pressure flaker. You can use either end for pressure flaking. If you don't know how this flakes, it's like using high impact plastic as a pressure flaker. It deforms easily. It can split easily if you put too much pressure on it. But it's an interesting material. It has layers in it, right? It's not like cow horn. It's a little bit more layery. It'll split along the layers. All right, so that's the bison horn pressure flaker. This is also a pressure flaker that I had in my kit for years. It's a rhyolite stone pressure flaker, and I found a flake that looked pretty good. I ground it down. Took me a while to grind down this tip, but I ground it down because it works best if it's nice and smooth. And I just use it for removing stubborn flakes with my Abo techniques. But I haven't used it in forever, so I'm going to offer it for sale. Two unusual pressure flakers. Okay, that's I13. I've got two elk billets I'm offering. Also, as part of my clean out on my Abo kit, I'm going to make a bunch of new tools, so I'm offering these for sale. I've used this for many years, this particular one, and you can see the wear on this part. I cleaned it up, took off a lot of the cracked areas. There's still a crack in here, but you don't want to hit on this side anymore, probably. You can hit on this side, you can hit with this part, and you can also hit with this part. I was going to turn it into a vertical punch, so I wrote vertical punch on here so I could hit the top and remove blades with it from large spalls, from large nodules. But I never got large nodules that I liked. I got a bunch of large nodules, but they were like saucer shaped, so I couldn't really do the conical core shaped operation. All right, so I'm offering this for sale. And this one is an elk shed I bought on eBay. Don't worry about the price. You don't have to bid that much if you don't want to. April 2019. I have one already I use a lot, and I haven't worn it out yet. And I'll buy more of these. Yeah, elk shed antler. So two billets on this one. I have another one just like this. It's been working out really well. It's lighter than moose. Okay, both of these are lighter than moose antler, so be aware of that. Not quite as dense as whitetail. It has a lot of pith, right? But it still works as billets, and just bid accordingly. These are elk. Okay, I14. Okay, last but not least, I'm offering these together. as one item. This is a shaft straightener made of, I think it's live oak. Yeah, pretty sure it's live oak. I've been using it. There's a little bit of wear. Offering that for sale. Deer ulna bone, very well ground down for pressure flaking. I don't particularly like bone for pressure flaking because it cracks and splits a lot. So I'm offering this for sale. Let's see, I got a little pressure flaker I made a while ago for delicate work on arrowheads, and I just drilled a hole in this little piece of antler, and I've made several of these little tips. They work pretty good, but I'm switching over to a different type of pressure flaker, so I'm gonna offer that for sale. A couple of awls, but I also use these for pressure flakers in the same way that I use this one. They're all about the same tips, right? The same size, basically. This is elk antler, very flexible. Okay, and when you use it as a pressure flaker, it flexes a lot. It's pretty good for the little arrowheads, and as it wears down, you still got plenty of handle over here, so it takes a while to wear down. So that's why I made it this way. It looks almost like a pin for hairstyling or something. I don't know, but this is a pressure flaker. Okay, and I cut it and shaped it myself. This is a deer leg bone, I believe, several years old. Same thing, pressure flaking, and as it wears down, you still got plenty of handle left, but it looks like an awl or a pin of some sort, but it's a pressure flaker. Deer bone, deer leg bone, whitetail. Still in good shape. I don't see any cracking going on. Okay, this is a sheep horn gauge for different diameters. Can also be used as a little percussion flaker, but I've got another one of these, and I don't really use it all that much. For some reason, I eyeball the arrow shaft diameters, but I got them written down here. If you want this one, I got this one labeled. A long time ago, I labeled them: 5/8, ½ inch, 7/16, 3/8, 5/16, for different shaft diameters for arrows and foreshafts. There's some of these in the archaeological record. They found them in dry caves with various holes, and in my opinion, they were used for gauges. Okay, and a bunch of not a bunch, but 3 little backed blades of raw, very tough chert for cutting leather, meat, cordage. I haven't used them yet. They're pristine, but they have a little bit of cortex on the back, so you can really put some force behind these when cutting. I don't like using these for wood because they are very delicate. The edges are very delicate, but it's good for meat, sinew, and cordage. It'll cut right through tendons in meat easily. I don't use them around the joints. I don't like to hit the cartilage on this because it will chip it, but I'm offering that whole thing together as one item. Okay, so that's it. I was going to weigh some other ones. If you want me to weigh some of that stuff, just put it in the comments and let me know, and I'll put the little weights in there. So that's it. Please be aware that the YouTube's format isn't quite reliable, so if you have any issues with that, you can email me and see if I can provide something that's not in the auction. If you want something that's not displayed, or if you see something you like but you don't want to bid because you don't like the chaos, just email me. Okay, that's it, and good luck.